Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is a March 11th, 2026 City Council meeting. Tonight, I'm joined by all the council members, Albrecht, Shapiro, Kraut, and Weintraub, as well as the city staff. If you'd like to provide public comment, you can do so. Several people already have, but if you haven't, in the back we have these speaker cards. Please fill one out and give it to the city clerk. So now I'm going to have Deputy Cienfuegos lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, we'll have a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. We're now going to go on to presentations. Our first presentation is from the Sheriff's Department, Lost Hills Station. Captain Dustin Carr is here, and he's going to introduce our new deputy, Santiago Cienfuegos.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I wanted to start really quick with a few department updates that I promised I'd give. And then I'll go into the introduction of your new liaison deputy. So a couple of things. Save the date for May 2nd. That's going to be the station's open house from 9 a.m. to noon. I wanted to talk about staffing because that's always been a big topic of discussion. So on the department side, recruiting is up 26%. The department thought a fruitful approach to increasing recruiting was to hire an outside marketing firm, and it has produced results. So we went from graduating between the teens and low 20s in our academies, we're up to the 50s now. So we're making headway in that regard and hopefully keeping up with attrition. Let's see. Next Monday, I'm welcoming 2 new trainees to Lost Hills Station, with another 3 on the way next month. So as far as the staffing specific to the Lost Hills Station, we're down to 26 vacancies. That's we did have 33 when I took command, so we're about a 20% reduction in vacancies. So we have been seeing results in that regard, and our current trainees are scheduled to get off training closer to the summer. And with that's what I have for station updates. Before I introduce Deputy Cienfuegos, do you have any questions for me?
Any questions, anybody? Okay, thank you. Just to make sure we get the information on the open house, and it's on May 2nd, so we'll put it in either April and or May's e-news.
Thank you so much. Now, tonight, I know, we started the process about a month ago of choosing a new city liaison. Deputy D. Mateo has served this city honorably, and he accepted a promotion to a team leader position over at West Hollywood Station, and he'll be working out of the Universal City Walk Center if you choose to go visit him. So say hi if you do. But in that, we started a new process of a city interview as well as an interview with me, and we felt that this was the best way to go forward. That way the city had input into their new city liaison. So with that, after this process, Deputy Cienfuegos was chosen. He performed excellent in his interviews, and I'm very happy to introduce him. A little bit about him is I've known him for about 17 years. He came into custody just as I was going into patrol, so that's where I met him. We did separate paths, and he came to Lost Hills Station for patrol. He's been at Lost Hills Station for over a decade now. He spent a lot of years as an FTO, and he's one of our more tenured, I think he was our tenured FTO on the line, and he is, he has a legacy at this station of training many of our trainees. So, let's see here. He has many ties to Calabasas, very personal ties, and he's grown up around the area. And let's see. And I will tell you this, he's very well respected by his peers and supervisors. So the city made a very good selection. So without further ado, I will introduce Deputy Santiago Cienfuegos, who will give you your first crime report.
All right. Good evening. Thanks for having me. I am Deputy Cienfuegos, Lost Hills Sheriff Station, and I will be providing your crime report for January 2026. We had 18 Part 1 crimes in January. In comparison to that of January 2025, we are down 25% in that regard. We did have 2 robberies that occurred on the 4800 block of Commons Way. I can report that while that is an active investigation, we were able to take 2 suspects into custody. They are going to be charged to the fullest extent of that law, and they were apprehended by our major crimes detectives along with Lost Hills deputies. So that was good. 2 burglaries, one residential burglary occurred in the Oaks community. The residents were not at home during that time. The other one was a commercial burglary that occurred on Commons Way. I spoke with my detectives at the station there, and they are actively working those 2 cases to identify some suspects and hopefully be taking them into custody as well. We did have 3 grand thefts that occurred along Parkway Calabasas and also along the Las Virgenes Road area. So we did have a total of 12 thefts, which is a little high. We had 8 grand thefts, and then obviously the 4 petty thefts. Many of them happening to vehicles, unlocked vehicles, and as well as some vehicles that were locked, mostly along Mulholland Highway area, as well as the along Las Virgenes Road and Calabasas Road areas for those. We did have 2 grand thefts, or 2 grand theft autos, one that occurred along Mulholland Highway and then the other along Las Virgenes. Again, the detectives that I spoke with on that are working very, very hard to try to identify and try to regain some of that property that we were able to handle on that. So that is the end of my report. Are there any questions or comments?
Anyone have any questions or comments? Well, actually, we should welcome you.
Thank you.
I think it's very nice to have you and to have a dedicated officer to our community. You'll have big shoes to fill because Deputy De Matteo really did such a great service to the city, but I'm sure you've heard that from many quarters. So we look forward to working with you. And I'll turn to my colleagues if anyone wants to add anything.
Sure, I'll jump in. So welcome to the city of Calabasas. We're really
you.
glad to have you here. Do you have, will you be able to speak at HOAs and other events around the city when the public is looking for a liaison?
Absolutely.
And how would they best contact you?
So I took over, in regards to my office number, I took over Deputy De Matteo's, all of his contact information.
Ooh, score.
Yeah, that was a big win. So I walked into some good ones on those. But I am happy to provide my cell phone numbers to anyone who may need it, and just feel free to reach out anytime. And I will, I spoke to him a lot in regards to the position, and I know exactly what is expected. And so we look forward to not dropping the ball on that at all. And we're just going to continue what he did and hopefully make it better.
Great. And I'll just close with one last comment. This is something Deputy De Matteo was probably tired of hearing me say, but the crime report is very informative. It tells us what's going on in the city, but it doesn't always tell us the good news. So I would really encourage the Lost Hills Sheriff's Department, and as long as we have the captain here listening as well, to somehow include in our crime report crimes that are solved, arrests that are made. It always sounds like bad news, but we know you guys are out there. We know you're investigating. We know you're making arrests. It would just really help the community perception to hear some of your successes as well. So if you can find a way to work that into your report, we'd love to have that.
Absolutely. Will do.
I just wanted to,
yeah.
I just wanted to say welcome, and I look forward to working together.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Here.
Welcome again. And it's not that you haven't been here, but we are thrilled to have you and look forward to working with you, and wish everybody thanks for all they do, and keep keeping us all safe. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you so much.
A big welcome. Thank you. It was also welcoming to, a good feeling to learn a little bit about your background. So you're no strangers to the city and to the station. So that's wonderful. So there's no work in progress. And I would like to add a little comment, 2 comments. It's been really nice to see the trend line, the long-term trend line for thefts going down. This month being an anomaly a little bit. So we're hopeful that that will continue. I know efforts are always hard working at it. But I would like to mention one other thing, and that is there's a new effort to curb the e-bikes, and we've made efforts to do that. And I'd love to see a column included on this report. If there's, what kind of action is happening with the e-bikes, whether it's permitting, violations, maybe a little bit more detail about it, the age, if it's a minor or an adult. So that
Awesome.
would be
Yeah,
very,
absolutely.
very
Will
helpful.
do.
So it's just an important part of the city now.
Sure.
So thank you and welcome again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, David, did you comment? Yes. Okay.
Mayor, if I could just add, so for those attending in person and also those watching, we have a crime symposium on Monday, March 16th at 6 p.m. Captain Carr will be there. Deputy Cienfuegos will be there. One of the topics that has come up, and I've mentioned this with Captain Carr, I know that Cienfuegos has been apprised as well, as speeding along Mulholland, both the speeds and then the exhaust and sound. And so they will be answering some questions on that, but also, just so the public is aware, Captain Carr has worked with his operations lieutenant, his traffic sergeant, and they're looking at responses to those complaints.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move on to council announcements. Peter, why don't you start?
I have no announcements tonight.
Ed?
Have only one announcement. The one has already been made. That's regarding the crime presentation. Arbor Day is taking place March 21st from 10 o'clock till noon, and that'll be at Gates Canyon Park. And it's always a fantastic day for children to come out, do a little planting, and just make Earth feel good. Hope you can attend.
David?
Thank you. Those two were great. The only one I'll add is the 19th, which I'm sure we'll hear about, is the chamber breakfast in the morning. Thank you very much.
Alicia?
Thank you, Kindon, for mentioning the crime symposium. The only other event that I want to mention, and I don't think it's full already because it's on our website, but that the library is hosting the Pause to Read event where children can read to a dog, and it's open for grades K through 4th, and you need to make a reservation, and you can do that by contacting the library, or there is a link on the website to make a reservation. But it's a super cute event that, what? It is Saturday, March 14th from 11:30 to 1:30.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our next item, which is public comments. This is a time for the public to speak on items that are not on the agenda but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. If you'd like to comment, you're entitled to do so for 3 minutes or less. We just ask that you fill out a speaker card in the back, hand it to the city clerk, and then it'll come up to me and I'll call on you. So I have several. I'll start with Mark Levinson.
Mayor and City Council, thank you. Mark Levinson. I'm the Media Past Chair of the Chamber of Commerce. And first I want to thank the mayor for speaking at our education program the other day. Covered a wide variety of topics, took up the entire portion, and people were paying strict attention to you, and I think they learned a great deal about what is happening in the city, and we greatly appreciate that. March 19th is breakfast at Lovey's, sponsored by Cadillac of Calabasas, and they're also giving away 2 weekend drives in one of their cars. So it's a chance to drive a Cadillac with no obligation to purchase it or steal it. On April 10th is the 20th anniversary, of the Cal Cup bowling tournament. And again, look forward to everybody having a team. As you know, the proceeds go to scholarships. And then finally, on May 7th is wine tasting. It will be held here at the Civic Center, sponsored by the City of Calabasas and Calabasas Chamber. It's one of our premier events. We urge you to come out. And today I have the honor of introducing Holly, who has a business here in Calabasas and is going to explain to you a little bit about. She also lives here in Calabasas. Holly.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for inviting me, and thank you for having me today. My name is Holly Kalani, and I am the property manager for Paxton Calabasas. We have 78 luxury townhomes in a gated community here in Calabasas. We're about 6 years old now, and we're very thrilled to announce that we are going to have eco-friendly lawnmowers in May. That would be 300 goats coming to the property to eat 6 acres of our hillside down. So instead of sending our guys up there with weed whackers and polluting our lovely atmosphere here, we are going to have the goats. And this year we are also teamed up with Pepperdine University. And next up is a nonprofit organization that helps women leaders for the future. So we team up executive women in different industries, and we team them up with college students and anybody. We have events, we do membership. So whether you're a college student, post-grad, or even in your 40s or 50s and you're looking to move ahead in executive ways, we are there to mentor them and help them. And so this year, I'm excited to say we joined the Chamber of Commerce. So we're meeting a lot of people, and Paxton Calabasas wants to get out there, get our name out there for our residents, to meet other businesses, collaborate with people, and help with other tenants and the community. So thank you for having us. We love being in Calabasas, and we love being a part of the community. And I live and manage the property, on the property.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Any questions?
We can't take questions, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, no
Public
problem.
comment.
Thank you so much.
The next speaker is Leila Luna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. No, it's okay. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Mayor and council members and members of the community. My name is Leila Luna, and I'm the founder and CEO of Just Be. Just Be is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the millions of families with loved ones that have autism spectrum disorder and neurodiversity. My dream in life was to be a mom, and my dream came true on July 2nd, 2008, when I gave birth to my son, Rio. It was the happiest day of my life, but nothing can ever prepare you to find out that your child is special. In 2010, Rio was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. At the time, I was the only single mom I knew that had an autistic child. All I knew was Raymond, but I quickly learned that autism is not like in the movies. One night, I took Rio and his sister out to a local pizza restaurant. On that night, it took forever to get seated, to get the pizza, and to get the check, and Rio had a complete sensory overload meltdown. He started screaming and crying and banging his head. Next thing I know, all the customers started yelling at me to control my kid. What kind of mother am I? And that he was a spoiled brat. And then the restaurant kicked us out. And there I was in a Mayday situation. All I kept thinking about was, why can't people just be nice? Why can't they just be kind? And why can't they understand that Rio, who's now 17 years old, not only autistic and nonverbal, why can't they understand about autism? That was my call to action, to become a 501c3 and to start Just Be and become a mom on a mission. In 3.5 years, Just Be has certified Mount Pleasant and North Charleston, South Carolina, as an autism-friendly city. Our biggest win is Rio's Law. South Carolina is the first state in the nation to have an identifier license plate to alert our law enforcement and our first responders that someone in the vehicle could be on the autism spectrum, to turn off sirens and lights if safe, and approach calmly so that they know what they're walking into, because we know time saves lives. Next week, with the help of Connor Tomlinson, our spokesperson of Rio's Voice, Georgia is expected to become the second state in the nation with Rio's Law, with growing interest in North Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Delaware, and hopefully California will be added to the list. The reason why I'm here is because Just Be wants to certify Calabasas as the first autism-friendly city in Los Angeles. Autism is the fastest growing developmental diagnosis in history. So according to the CDC, 1 in 31 children and 1 in 45 adults are diagnosed with autism. And in California, it's 1 out of every 12 boys. And there's no look to autism. Calabasas has the opportunity to lead by compassion, to be a city where everyone is included, where families like mine don't have to sit on the sidelines and watch everyone have a beautiful life. On a personal note, I was born right here in Calabasas, born and raised, from Chaparral Elementary to A.E. Wright to Calabasas High. So tonight, I'm asking you to bring B home. And raise your hand for everyone in the audience or anyone here if you've ever met anyone with autism. It's too close to home. If not now, when? When it's 1 in 5 or when it happens to you? When do we make our communities inclusive for everyone? When do we become the voice of the voiceless? Special people get special children.
Okay.
Let's show,
Your time's up.
oh, sorry. Let's show everyone how to be kind. Thank you.
Thank you. Connor Tomlinson? And just remember that when the buzzer goes off, I really do have to interrupt you because everyone's allowed 3 minutes.
Understood, sir. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, and members of the community. My name is Connor Tomlinson. You might recognize me from Love on the Spectrum. I'm proud to be here tonight as an autistic adult and an advocate for neurodivergent individuals. Growing up autistic wasn't easy. When people think about challenges, they often imagine things they can see, but many of the hardest parts of being autistic are invisible. Everyday environments that seem normal to most people can be overwhelming to someone like me. Bright lights, loud sounds, crowded spaces, and consistent activity can turn a simple outing into something stressful or exhausting. When I was younger, many people didn't understand autism or what these experiences felt like. It often felt like I was the one expected to change, to adjust, to mask, to try harder to fit into a world that wasn't designed with people like me in mind. Autistic people spend much of their lives trying to fit in to the neurotypical world. We learn to adapt, to cope, and to navigate environments that can sometimes feel overwhelming. But very rarely does the world stop and ask a simple question: how can we make our communities work better for neurodivergent people too? The truth is that sometimes these changes are not complicated. Small adjustments like quieter spaces, clearer communication, or awareness of sensory challenges can make a huge difference. These kinds of changes don't just help autistic individuals, they make environments more comfortable and welcoming for many people. Every community has residents who are autistic or neurodivergent. Many of them want the same things everyone else does: to participate, to feel included, and to feel comfortable in the places where they live. When communities take steps to understand neurodiversity and create more accessible environments, they send a powerful message that everyone belongs. My hope is that conversations like this help build awareness and encourage thoughtful changes that make Calabasas an even more welcoming place for all of its residents. Thank you for your time and listening.
Thank you. Next is Lisa Smith, and I forgot to mention, when you state your name and area and your residence, just your city.
Okay. I'm Lise Smith, and I am from Atlanta, Georgia. Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Lise Smith, and I am Connor's mom. Many people now recognize Connor from Netflix's Love on the Spectrum. It feels like we won a golden ticket when he was given that opportunity to participate in the show, and it has now allowed him to become a voice for his community and has a platform when he can represent millions of families who live with autism. However, long before the cameras and television show, life for Connor was very different. As a mom, I watched my son in ways many people never saw. Connor was often misunderstood, kids could be unkind, and in 8th grade, the bullying was so bad we had to remove him from public schools. Even later, when he tried to work at a local big box store as an adult, grown men were bullying him in the warehouse, throwing paper at his head and making him the butt of their jokes. Those moments are hard for any parent to forget, put away and forget. Autism is an invisible disability. Many people don't recognize it. There's no look to it. Connor is considered level 1 or high functioning, but that doesn't mean that life is easy. And we know many more families have a much more profound situation. What people don't see are the quiet heartbreaks, the birthday parties with no friends, the no invitations on Friday nights, the loneliness and the not fitting in. As a mother, you try to protect your child from the world, but you can't protect them from everything. That is why Connor is using his voice, and it matters so much. We are from Georgia, but when we heard about this opportunity for Calabasas to become an autism friendly city in Los Angeles, we knew we had to support it. Because the truth is, there is a Connor everywhere. There is a Connor in your classrooms. There is a Connor in your workplace. There is a Connor perhaps even sitting next to you right now, tonight. But just because you cannot see autism does not mean it's not there. By choosing to become an autism-friendly city, you are choosing inclusion, understanding, and a better quality of life for families who often feel invisible. And let's not forget the glass children, the siblings of these beautiful individuals who often have to miss out on other things regular families can enjoy. Tree lightings, holiday outings, and things and such. This is a call for the whole entire family. And if just one child and one family in Calabasas can feel more accepted and supported because of a decision that you make here tonight, then it's worth it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I may not be pronouncing this right, but Diane Cullinane?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. So yes, I'm Dr. Diane Cullinane. I live in South Pasadena. I'm also part-time in South Carolina. And I'm a developmental pediatrician where most of my career has been spent working with children with autism and other kinds of disabilities. And in that role, I had a lot of opportunity to learn and be part of different families' experiences. And my role at Just Be is writing the curriculum. So I take that knowledge that I've gained from my career and I put it into this curriculum with the goal of making the communities more welcoming, more knowledgeable about autism. But I'm not autistic and I don't have an autistic child. So I can't say I've walked in their shoes. But Layla has. And we make a team together because she has a child with autism. And where I was in the position of often being able to provide services and supports, she was in the position of not being able to always get the services and supports that she needed. So together, we have created a curriculum for the community that I think is very comprehensive and is very, lets people know what they need to know to feel more competent in welcoming people with neurological differences. And that would be businesses, restaurants, anyone who faces the community, as well as first responders. Everybody wants to feel more competent, and I think we've created a training that is entertaining to do. It's something that really responds, I think, to what people want to learn about and can change a community. We've done it a lot now. We've seen it can make a difference. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And just to remind everybody that, you know, we can't respond to or take action on agendized items. So we can listen, we can perhaps do something later on, but tonight we just listen to public comment. The next speaker in public comment, and the last one I have on public comment, is Tanya Ari.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and community members that are here and listening at home. My name is Tanya Ari, and I'm a candidate for Los Angeles County Supervisor in the 3rd District. A lot of people don't know what a supervisor is or where the 3rd District is, but if you're sitting in this room and if you live around here, you are in the 3rd District. I live in Calabasas. I'm not a politician, I'm a realtor, and I fell into this role running for candidacy from the aftermath of the Palisades fires. I live off of Las Virgenes, adjacent to the landfill, and a community, a grassroots was formed called Protect Calabasas. Protect Calabasas, we fought like mad to prevent the toxic hazardous debris coming to the landfill. We went to the incumbent's field office on Agora Road. We were not heard, we were shut down, we tried to make appointments, and we were still not heard. After a while, I felt like I needed to do something more. I got a phone call from a friend, He said, this position is coming up. I think you should run for it. I'm not a politician. I'm a realtor. And things spiraled from there, and I've been at this since June. I've been hit with adversity, and I welcome that because it goes right here, and I just get stronger and stronger and have more motivation. And doing this on a grassroots campaign right now, my calendar has been filled since the last couple months. I have no time, no break. In fact, after this, I'd like to stick around and meet people, but I told a few community members I was going to come here and I'd meet them for coffee. I'm going to be messaging them. They want to speak with me now, and I will be there. So what's my platform in less than 60 seconds? Public safety, fire safety, environmental awareness, anti-Semitism, public health, small business, homelessness, animal shelters, and abused dogs. That's a lot to go on. I have an advisor who's been around for a long time. We went over all of these issues, and especially the animal shelters and abused dogs, it can be done. How can you find me? You can find me by my last name, A-R-E-Y, the number 4, supervisor.com. That's Airy for supervisor.com. If there's anybody listening at home or here and they want to meet with me and speak with me further, go to my website, contact me, and I'll make it happen. At the same time, if there are any community members that would like me to come speak at their businesses, I'm more than happy to. My question to the council members and the mayor, am I allowed to leave flyers outside?
City Attorney?
They should be city-related. You'd have to go ahead and do that in a separate area.
Okay, so my time is up, AREY for supervisor.com.
Thank you. Okay, so I don't have any more public comments. Is there anybody else who would wish to speak on public comment and submit a card right afterwards? If not, we are going to move on. We now have the consent calendar. Do any of my colleagues wish to pull any of the items? I'm going to pull number 4, but are there any other items you wish to pull, anybody?
Is 5 on consent, or is that continued business? I'm sorry.
Continued.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, then I'm, thank you.
Okay, so may I have a motion to approve items 2 and 3?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Shapiro and Weintraub, and we will, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. I just was at a meeting where we had to do roll call because there were remote participation, so, excuse me. Item number 4, I pulled. This is the adoption of the ordinance regulating electric mobility devices. Thank you, staff, for bringing this back so quickly. I did want to, I had a couple questions about this because it's come up, and I've been to HOA meetings and community meetings. One of the questions is, it applies to private, it could apply to private property that's open to the public. So for example, let's say I have an HOA that's not gated, but it's private property because someone owns it. And people go in with e-bikes and they just, they're trespassing, or they're maybe even some of the residents are doing this. So is that a public place? It's literally open? I mean, it's open to the public. They're not supposed to necessarily be there unless they're visiting. So it's kind of open, but it's not really like a shopping center or something like that. Well, what is that, Pam? Is that a public place or not? Quasi-public?
If it's, you mean within the HOA common area, but behind?
Yeah.
It's still privately owned, and it's not open to the public.
Okay, so there's no way to, but how do we get the vehicle? Because I know we enforce the vehicle code in one of these places.
With what we talked about in the ordinance, they would have to adopt the regulations, and we would put up the signage, and they would be able to enforce in
Okay,
those
no,
areas.
but that's
Yeah.
what I'm asking. Can we enforce it there if they ask for it?
They have to follow
I
the steps
know-
to do that.
Okay, I know that it says that, but what I want to know is, this is not open, because the way it was defined before was it has to be open to the public. So the public really isn't, I mean, they can get back there because there's no barrier, but it's not, it's privately owned. So they would, all they have to do is sign over something.
They would have to put that in their policy, adopt it, have the signage prepared, and we would have to go and, to the extent that they're calling us to enforce, then we can enforce it.
Okay, so this
So-
goes into effect 30 days from now, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what I'd like staff to do, if the council directs it, is to have staff ready with those things so that we don't have a lag time. We have 30 days, staff could, you could prepare with the staff's help, the waiver form, let people know, let, the various retail establishments know, the HOAs know, because this is like one of the hot issues in the city. There's just constant problems. So is that consensus? Is everyone okay with the staff being preemptive so that on day one things will be filed? Okay. Any other questions or comments about this ordinance?
I just wanted to add that I saw Ventura County Sheriff Department highlighted what the city of Thousand Oaks was doing with their e-bike ordinance, and they had like a very simple but strong graphic on social media. I can try to find it and send it, but I think it'd be great if we got out there tonight or, as soon as we can.
And
saying-
just tell them what they have to do, so they know, and give them the waiver form at the same time. So there's literally no lag time. Ed?
Yeah, want to make a distinction, have some, excuse me, have some clarity on HOA that's not gated, but it's private property. HOA that's not gated and it's private property. So give me an example on that.
The mobile home park.
Okay, let me give you another example. So HOA would be Greater Morwood, not private property, not gated. So when you also bring commercial property in, let's say, the courtyard by the Commons, so that's commercial private property ungated. So they would request from us to have a sign. But as far as HOAs are concerned, I don't know of any HOAs that are ungated that are considered the private
Mobile home park.
property where the people would be asked to leave if it's
Mobile home
private.
park.
So that would be the only one.
No, there's some others.
There's a stretch of grass in Saratoga that's owned by the HOA.
Yeah, there's other parts of the HOA, but the
Okay.
mobile home park is the one where it's entirely
Yeah.
ungated, and
Right.
everything other than the spaces inside are quasi, I don't know what you call them.
I think what we need to do is make that clear as we make this regulation and determine which is what. So the mobile home park certainly would be one, but this patch in Saratoga is a lot different than the mobile home park, so maybe some criteria or clarity on what that is. So this is a one-time done and done.
Yeah, because I've already gotten inquiries from the mobile home park. We were all there, most of us were there on Sunday at their annual meeting, and this came up. So I'm sure staff can do this. I appreciate the work you've done. I'm really happy with this ordinance. So would someone like to move the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
I actually heard Weintraub, Shapiro. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
5-0. Okay. I do have to read it into the record, an ordinance number 2026-423, an ordinance of the City of Calabasas amending the Calabasas Municipal Code Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, adding Chapter 10.24, Electric Mobility Devices, to establish electric mobility device regulations and approving a CEQA exemption determination. All right. Next, we're moving on to item 5. Commission appointments, and I'm going to turn to our city clerk, Christy Bucks-Kemper, to present the report.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Tonight, I'm pleased to provide a brief report for appointments to several of our commissions. Following an open recruitment period, Councilmember Shapiro has recommended the appointment of Max Goltz to the Parks, Recreation, and Education Commission to fill an unscheduled vacancy for a term ending in January 2027, and Karen Spearin to the Library Commission to fill an unscheduled vacancy for a term ending in January 2027. Additionally, the Calabasas Community Foundation Board has reviewed the applications and recommended the appointment of Jennifer Jasby and Dorina Shajari for 3-year terms ending in January 2030. Ms. Spearin, Ms. Jasby, and Ms. Shajari are present this evening and available to take their oaths of office upon confirmation of their appointment. Max Goltz is unable to attend tonight and will be sworn in at a later date. This
Okay.
concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions.
If there are no questions, we're going to introduce these people afterwards, but we need to do a motion to approve them first.
I'll
So
move.
moved.
I heard Shapiro and then Kraut. Okay. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
5-0. I'm going to ask our Deputy City Clerk, Eric Mesa, to do the oath of office. If the people could come forward. Do you have a handheld?
I'm going to present here from the podium, and I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah, we need to hear what's going on here. Actually, they could be up there by the mic, by the podium. Eric, you could use the handheld. So we have, how many, only 2 people here tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna
3,
swear all
okay,
three.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and to the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations.
Oh, well, if I could have the 3 people maybe introduce themselves, just to, nothing too long, just introduce yourself and which commission you're going on to the public.
Hi, I'm Karen Spearin, and I'm the Library Commission, on the Library Commission.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Jasby, and I'm on the Community Foundation Board. Hello, my name is Dorina Shajari, and I am on the Calabasas Community Foundation.
Thank you.
And sir, can I just make a clarification for the record? I'm sorry. I announced that the 3-year term for the Calabasas Community Foundation members ended in January 2030. The correction is actually January 2029. My apologies.
Okay. So congratulations, and thank you for your service prospectively. I'm going to move on to item 6. Yeah.
I just wanted to say I had 2 appointments. One couldn't be here tonight, but there were 9 amazing applicants. And truly, I hope each and every one of those applicants who did not get sworn in tonight will continue to apply, continue to look for ways to get involved. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, Joe. I put this aside. Now I see you up. I'm very sorry. We did have a public comment. So before we move off on this, Joe. Joe Chilco.
Hello, I'm Joe Chilco, longtime Calabasas resident. So you may recall Dorina. She came to the city council meeting and said she wanted to get involved and give back to the community, and then she walked out. I met with Dorina and discovered she's a very bright, driven, enthusiastic, and positive person who cares a great deal about our community. So congratulations, Dorina, on your new role with the Calabasas Community Foundation. You'll make great contributions to the community. Dorina has recently joined our emergency preparedness efforts as an EPIC volunteer. The city has students on commissions that are doing great things, coming up with fresh ideas and approaches. Many are also members of the Mayor's Youth Council. The Acorn recently featured young Calabasas residents who have developed innovative solutions. Annabelle Miller created a video game that teaches seniors how to spot and avoid scams as her Girl Scout project. A to Z Athletics provides support to disadvantaged and disabled athletes, an idea launched by brother and sister Zach and Olivia Sobolewski, and it all began at Calabasas High when Zach was on the mayor's youth council. 2 high school kids started this nonprofit because they wanted to get involved in the community. Bags for Benches is the brainchild of a group of CHS students, including student commissions. There's no clear pathway that fosters getting involved and giving back to the community for young people like Dorina, who are graduated students from our local schools and wish to get involved as an adult. In simple terms, Calabasas could use a farm system. One possible approach is a collaborative that provides a forum in which young residents can network and share entrepreneurial experiences. It can include CHS students, the mayor's youth council members, past and present, and residents like Dorina who grew up in Calabasas and are looking for ways to give back to the community. If there are opportunities for businesses that might come out of the collaborative, Calabasas could become the home for these businesses and nonprofits. This could provide a way to make a livelihood close to home. Our future city council members are among our young now. Let's give our homegrown talent a way and a reason to stay in Calabasas. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to move on to item number 6. This is an amendment to the contract between the Board of Administration of the California Public Employees Retirement System and the City Council of the City of Calabasas. Ron Allers, I see you're here. I guess you're going to give the report?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mayor and council members, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. This will be the second time that the council approves this ordinance. You approved it on February 11th. This is your staff, i.e. me, being risk averse with dealing with CalPERS and some of the issues of going back and forth. So I'm asking council to approve the ordinance yet again so that we can match up the dates which what was approved on February 11th. You have in the report the exact same thing that we approved on February 11th with the estimated cost and the procedures and so forth. So again, this is me just being more risk averse and just making sure that this contract gets approved and signed off. As a point of information, the mayor did sign the contract yesterday, both originals, and those were shipped back up to CalPERS yesterday. And once we receive that back, then I'll inform council that the contract is fully completed. I'm available to answer any questions.
Okay. Ed, do you have any questions? David?
No, thanks.
I do not, thank you.
Peter?
No.
I have no cards from the public, so at this time, is there a motion?
So moved.
All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. And now I am going to read the title into the record. This is ordinance number 2026-421, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calabasas, California, authorizing an amendment to the contract between the City Council of the City of Calabasas and the Board of Administration of the California Public Employees Retirement System. And that is it. Thank you, Ron. We're now at the point where we're taking verbal reports. Let's see, David, do you have anything verbal to report?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Number of meetings I attended, SCAG, CHD, Regional Council leadership, and remind anyone who's interested, the General Assembly is May 7th and 8th in the desert, and we are all included if you wish to attend. Also attended a Valley Economic Alliance Board meeting with Mayor Pro Tem Albrecht last week, and the Clean Power Alliance I'm sure you'll talk about, and I'm sure, and attended the Chaparral PFC meeting with Councilmember Weintraub, as well as our Deputy City Attorney Michael McConville, and they were very appreciative and had a number of questions I'll leave for you if you wish to go into them. And had the pleasure to attend the Rotary Club of Calabasas meeting last week where they inducted the initial induction of Michael McConville as a member, and that is congratulations to him. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Alicia?
I'll just add on to what David said, we attended the Chaparral PFC meeting. A lot of questions and concerns about parking and traffic in the school area, and I know it's something we're continuing to try to work on. And what's great about those meetings is how many people follow up afterwards for questions that they have, and we've been able to connect board members to different city staff to answer their questions. And I also attended the SCAG Transportation Committee.
Peter?
Thank you. I attended the Open Space Initiative Task Force meeting with Mayor Bazagian on Monday, and we're pleased to announce that we are putting forth that ballot measure. We're working hard to prepare that for a November ballot. So that process is moving forward again. And then the only other thing of note is that I have met with our city manager regarding preparations for our upcoming budget meetings. And I'm sure Councilmember Albrecht will be meeting with him soon, and we'll get those started within the next month.
Ed?
Yeah, just a few items. Going to be attending the CPA Clean Power Alliance Finance Committee meeting. And a lot of these meetings have had to do with what we're doing with our reserves, which have been very strong because cost of energy has been lower. And I'm happy to say that this is a big reason why the rates are dropping, and I believe it'll continue dropping for clean power all the way through mid-year or beyond. I've also was with Councilman Shapiro with the Rotary, and congratulations again to Michael McConville for joining as a member. He'll enjoy it, and they're going to be glad to have you. And also the Valley Economic Alliance, the board meeting, and busy with all of these. So thank you. That's my report.
Okay, and I have a couple that haven't been mentioned earlier. Earlier today, I went to the monthly meeting of the Contract Cities Liability Trust Fund, and it looks like we're getting a 1.5% increase to the Liability Trust Fund percentage that's a surcharge from the sheriff's contract, and that would basically bring it to 14.5%. So what that means is, on top of the sheriff's contract that we pay for, they assess another 14.5% to pay for lawsuits and such that the cities are responsible for, unfortunately, under the agreement we have with the Sheriff's Department. In addition, I understand that, I believe tomorrow, they're releasing the percentage increase of our sheriff's contract itself. So we have to plan for spending quite a bit of extra money just for those, just to keep things the same, much less get additional services. I attended the Chamber Education Forum on March 10th. As Mark Levinson had mentioned, there was a nice turnout, and they were very receptive to the comments, and I appreciate their kindness. I attended the League of California Cities quarterly dinner meeting in Rosemead on March 4th. So I don't have anything else. I did have one question for the city clerk, which was, when can people expect to see ballot material coming out for Measure K mailed to their homes?
Everything will be mailed on April 6th, and residents can expect to receive it shortly after that.
Okay. And Kendon, I'm turning to you now for the city manager's report.
Nothing to report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. In that case, with no further business, the next meeting of the City Council will be March 25th, 2026. It is 7:25. Where's my gavel? There.